Do you ever start something new only to feel disappointed with your progress and give up searching for another solution? Let's break that frustrating cycle and find a path to lasting success. Today, I want to talk about a very powerful approach that can help you achieve your weight loss and your health goals. And this method isn't just about shedding pounds, it's about transforming how you approach any big challenge in life. So let's dive into it. Have you ever noticed when you think about some big lofty goal like losing weight or starting on a health quest that it seems like it's this massive insurmountable mountain? It feels just so overwhelming that you end up procrastinating. And that's completely normal. We all feel that way at the beginning of a journey to any big goal because we haven't done it before. It's new and it's scary for our brain because it's unfamiliar. Our brain can offer us all kinds of resistance and reasons why it's such a better idea to clean the toilets or your garage or do anything else but face that big, scary monster goal straight on. We can also come up with these pretty clever ways to procrastinate that often feels useful, like we're actively working toward the goal, but we're really not doing the big, scary thing and getting ourselves results. Our attention and energy to do things like researching, or that takes us down some pretty interesting, distracting rabbit holes to avoid doing the real work. Then that one rabbit hole leads you to the next. So it feels productive. And yet, all of the research in the world is not going to give us the results that we're looking for. That actually requires us to do some action or take some action. At the beginning of any new path, our brains may offer us that we're confused, or we don't have enough information, or we don't have enough time, or enough money. And that's just another way our brain is trying to protect us from the discomfort. It wants to keep us safe in doing what it already knows, where it's comfortable. The unknown is uncharted territory and scary to the survival parts of our brains. We can literally spend decades getting ready to be ready and never really do what we intend to do. But here's the secret: you'll never feel completely ready, and that's okay. Today, I'd like to share a framework that I use and offer to my clients. The first step is to make a decision. Decide, choose what you're going to do. And that may mean stopping some of the mind drama that comes up about making the actual decision. Your brain may tell you that you may need more information, more time, more money, or you just don't know what or how to do it all. It's all drama and a form of procrastination that wants to keep us safe. So just decide. If you decide, I just want to be healthy, I'm going to make it a priority. It can literally be that simple. Next, the methodology that you're going to use, just determine it. Like, okay, I'm going to focus on diet. Cool. I agree. That's a really cool place to start and decide on a way to eat that supports your health mission then. For an example, you could just say to yourself, I'm going to decide to eat in a way that balances my blood sugar, or I'm going to do this intermittent fasting thing. Just decide and then make a plan to take action in that direction. If we work together, it's a little bit more nuanced in this step, but I think you get my point. Just make a plan for what you'll do and consider thinking about the obstacles that may come up along your journey. Write these obstacles down and consider how you'll address them when you come across them. It may be helpful to think of traveling here, like what could possibly happen en route? Like what could possibly come up? What might you need to be prepared in advance? And plan how long you're going to follow this particular plan in advance, and then address the possible obstacles in advance, similar to traveling, like thinking about how long you're going to be going, where you're going to be, what you're going to be needing, what you're going to be wearing, what may pop up. You're making these decisions in advance and having a bit of a strategy along the way. The next step is to take action, and that is taking imperfect action. And for some of us, this can be very difficult because we want to do it perfectly and we have these high expectations of ourselves, and particularly for success. But if you just follow the plan that you laid out for yourself and do it, even if it's not perfect, and the shocker is it's not going to be perfect. How can it be? When's the last time you did something perfectly for the first time that you did it? It's just not a realistic expectation. So start by doing what you intended and said that you do, and then plan for the obstacles when they come up, and don't be surprised when they do. Remember, you have a plan for these obstacles. You already decided what you're going to be doing and how you're going to address them in advance. So refer to those backup kind of travel plans and let yourself off the hook for not being as perfect as you'd hope. You're going to be doing something new for the first time, and you're going to get better and better with more attempts and more practice. The third step is to evaluate. At the end of the time period that you've set for yourself or you've decided on, take a look just very simply what worked, what didn't. Make notes and make some adjustments on how this can be improved in the future, and then go back to making more imperfect action. The problem here in this stage, as simple as it may be, is most people don't do this. When we decide and we take actions, we want immediate results and we want it to be easy, and we don't plan for the obstacles that will eventually come up. So we go in with these unrealistic expectations. So we get let down or frustrated when things aren't easy or the first time they're not perfect. So, this first round of imperfection, these actions that we take, we need to go back and just decide how to tweak them. Because going back and taking an entirely new path, thinking that it's going to be easier or better, really proves to ourselves that this path just doesn't work because we've given up rather than trying to modify or tweak or adjust it. So we just proved to ourselves the path doesn't work because we don't evaluate our actions. And this is one very simple and crucial step that we can all take. So here's the magic part. If you don't go back to step one and remake your decisions, instead, you keep cycling through action and evaluation and tweaking as you go. I'll give you an example of this unrelated to health. I've been testing my own new ways, how to plan and schedule my calendar. I'm determined I'm gonna schedule my weeks in advance and all the little things that need doing because I feel like I've been like falling behind and I don't have like distinction between work and life and always feels like there's so much left undone. So I just keep rolling more and more things over to the next week. Maybe you can relate to this. So when I first started planning out my calendar, I was really excited to see I blocked out all the little time blocks in my calendar in the first week. I had it all planned out. I was hopeful. I was excited. I was looking forward to it, seeing all the color coding in my calendar. And by the end of the week, I had made some pretty amazing progress and fulfilled many of my own commitments. So I followed my own advice, analyzed at the end of the week. And what I found for me is I felt like I could have done more, but that would have left me with even less personal time. So I didn't, that's not a trade that I wanted to make. So the next week, after I made some tweaks to my calendar, I executed, took the imperfect action, did the things. I didn't follow the plan to a T because life happens and I'm new at this. I evaluated again after the end of the second week. And then what I saw was I crammed way too much into that particular week. So I expected too much of myself. So I tweaked again and I keep tweaking over and over again. I have a good little rhythm going now. And yet I still find ways to improve. So all of this to say, by taking imperfect action and evaluating our results, we're training our brain to see things differently. We develop new neural pathways that help us focus on what's working and what needs to change. So remember this in your journey. It's about progress, it's not about perfection. The three basic steps are decide, act, evaluate, and adjust. And then keep going back to acting and taking imperfect action and evaluating. So decide, act, evaluate, in case I stumbled on my words there. Just keep repeating this cycle and you'll see growth, not in just your health, but in any aspect or area of your life. So take that first step, even if it feels like you're not ready. You're not going to feel ready, but you are. You have everything you need right now to start and trust the process. And know that every small action that you take is bringing you one step closer to your goals. You've got this. I'll see you next time.